Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Warped, the completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast, where we provide unasked for audio commentaries to Star Trek The Next Generation episodes live. My name is Matt.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Jake.
Leap.
Aaron.
Yeah, that's it.
What is going on?
I know.
I'm so used to, and I'm in win. When you didn't do it, it really threw me off for a second.
Do we play the in memoriam music for
Right. Play caps.
Homies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We are here today, assembled once again, remotely assembled, to watch Season 1, Episode 17 of Star Trek The Next Generation. It's called Home Soil. Shawn, how much time is on the clock?
I got 45 minutes and 41 seconds, and I'll be punching the triangle in 3, 2, 1, punch.
There it is.
Look at that beautiful planet. It's like a peach ready to be picked
Harvested
right from the branches. Yeah.
Do you think in the COVID times the Avengers would assemble, or would they stay remote? Remote.
I don't know. Their whole deal is working together as a team. So.
Socially distant.
Yeah, socially distant Avengers assembled.
They would have nanotech Stark masks or something to make it work.
I feel like Tony Stark would like cure the coronavirus, but there would be some sort of like unintended consequences.
Yeah. Space time. He would branch out space time, and it would go into some terrible direction.
Right. And then they'd have to do some like Avengers shit to get everything back to normal.
It's some alternate,
whatever that was.
Hey, whatever guys. That was. Whatever it was.
That was. I'm sure that was fun for all the people who listen to our show.
What an entrance! That's how you make an entrance in Skype.
Yeah.
There you are.
Hi, Minh.
Sorry about that, guys.
You were
preceded
by
just started the
incredible
episode.
static.
Oh, just perfect timing.
Yeah.
Right at way to interrupt it. Sorry. Keep going.
You.
That's okay. How you doing, Minh?
Oh, man, I had to reinstall Skype there. It was like, I don't know, it was just not starting up. And yeah. I'm doing okay, though, otherwise. Except I'm like sitting in the middle.
This is classic Troy telling Picard, I sense that something's going on that they're not telling us.
Yeah, it's a real helpful observation. You can see why she's sitting right there.
That's why she gets to sit right there next to the captain.
It's like a worried wife in the side of a car in the 1950s. I don't know. She's like, what's that light? Why are you so close to the edge of the road? I don't know. I feel like it's similar.
Yeah, except she has like superpowers. Like she's always right.
Yeah, but it's like always the things you kind of get from the body language, or if you're just suspiciously minded, you would think. I don't know.
Like psych, she's just picking up a cue. She doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Minh.
Boy, we haven't even gotten to the credits and we're running out of things to say to each other.
All right.
This is going to be a long episode.
Well, I didn't know we were going to acknowledge Minh's late entrance or not.
I think we did. I think we acknowledged it.
We did.
Well, let's see here.
Give us the credits.
Season 1, Episode 17, Home Soil. Original air date February 20th, 1988. On Valera 3, Geordi and Data discover a microscopic life form responsible for the death of an engineer stationed on the base. Aaron, what do you think the IMDb rating of this episode is?
I'm going to say higher than some of the other ones that we've seen recently.
All right.
I'll say 7.5.
Anybody else? Minh?
7.2.
Ooh,
I based that on
7.
nothing.
I was going to say 7.2.
We could both say
7.2,
man.
7.3.
6.8.
Bastard.
6.5.
6.9.
Yeah. That's
the one time
I know.
The one time it's 6.9 and nobody
I assumed. I was just assuming someone was going to guess it, and
No,
let
no.
me down.
Wow.
That's the good thing about 69 is it's always unexpected. It should be unexpected.
Yeah, you should never go in.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's true, man. I'm not sure. It's usually it's coming. Like
I don't know. I kind of like Min's
Oh,
feeling
it's
about
usually
it.
not a surprise. when 69. happens.
Surprise 69 would be a surprise if
Yeah.
It'd be
someone
very
managed to do it.
surprising.
I can't recall a
fucking-
night.
Because
I've
you
never had.
have to be part of that. You have to be
Just
part
take
of. You have to be
top
one of the
of the-
numbers, right?
But I don't remember a night where I'm planning to myself, 69 tonight, dog. Let's make it happen. It just sort of it comes about. It materializes.
Do you
Well,
think
that's not
do you think
surprising
of
to
specific
somebody.
positions will happen, like when you think about sex? Like, oh, today
You
we're
run through them
gonna
in your
do-
head beforehand.
Yeah. you run
First,
through
I'm
the
going to do
playbook.
30 seconds of this.
Yeah.
Then it'll be a minute of this.
It'll
And then I'm
be-
going to do 2 minutes
then
of
we'll hit-
this.
Then we'll be like the motorboating for 15 seconds.
You know there are people like
Then we'll
that.
do another
I'm not-
15.
I'm gonna hit them with the 69, which they will not see coming.
No, they will not be,
That's
but
the best sort of 69.
It's like this is right when they're going to ask you, "Didn't you just come in from a jog?" And you're really like, "Don't worry."
It's always a surprise the first time.
Yeah.
I think the word you were looking for was spontaneous, man, not surprise. But
Sure.
I
like
like
surprise.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot. That
There's
guy.
an element of
right
danger
there
the
is a
way Min
surprise.
presented it.
The next time you do it, I want you to try to surprise someone with the 69 min and
Yeah.
see how it goes.
Oh, I will. I
Yeah.
will for sure. That's not even a challenge for me. I feel like it's just yeah. I do that every day.
really, every day.
Yeah.
You got to do
Ah.
one surprise
And
every.
it's not a surprise if it's every day.
Well, you don't know when. You don't know when. Sometimes you just wake up and it's right there.
Like a morning cup of coffee.
In order to get good at something, you need at least 10,000 hours.
I know that you're just with your parents right now. Do I have to call somebody because of elderly
We're
abuse?
starting to worry here.
No, that's why I was so late. I left. I was like,
That's why you were so late.
You had
yeah, well,
pull a
part of the
surprise
reason.
69
Min
on
is one of the
someone.
few people who can 69 himself.
Surprise!
It's also dangerous in this environment because there are like mosquitoes I feel flying around. So yeah, that just adds another element of surprise and danger.
Yeah.
What? What
Is it
sounded like a
dangerous?
mosquito?
You worried about that West Nile?
What?
There are mosquitoes. A few mosquitoes flying around. Sometimes they get
Where?
in.
Like in
At
your
the
house?
Inside the house, huh?
No, I'm not at the house. I had to go to the store. I was like,
And
just
that's
needed-
where you do
yeah.
your surprise 69
It's
is
more
at the
surprising
store.
there, you have to admit.
It's more.
It is much more
Hey,
surprising
somebody acknowledge
Hey.
this giant ball in this room?
in a
Yeah, that's a
public.
giant Mars, that's a giant Mars right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like Mass
Hilarious
Effect
to read,
right now.
but,
I like their jumpsuits, by the way.
yeah, they're like 80s.
Yeah.
Riker's into her.
Really?
Yeah. He's always into the girl.
She's got a nice
Let-
vibe.
I'm into him.
Look at that guy's bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at this guy. I like this guy.
me too.
he's-
That's what I'm saying. Hey, hands off.
Yeah. I'll do
No
it.
doing
Share and
surprise
share alike.
69 with him. Yeah, that guy does have a nice mullet in the background there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little early, but let's go ahead and do it.
FMK?
Fuck, Mary, kill. Mark Hamill want to be there in the back, or bald guy. Oh, there's a fourth choice.
Yeah, there's a
I
fourth.
forgot about
Hey,
him.
a wild card.
Wild card emerges. And Ernest Borgnine.
That actor, his name is Walter Gotell, plays the same character in like 6 James Bond movies.
Oh, okay.
He's like a
It's like General Gogol or something like that. And
He's in the old.
he's from no, he's in from The Spy Who Loved Me to The Living Daylights.
Oh, okay. So in the Roger Moore era.
Yeah, he's in the last 5 Roger Moore movies and then Living Daylights.
I've never
he's
even
like
heard of Living
some
Daylights.
Russian general.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Living Daylights is a good one, man.
That's Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, I like that one. I like
What happens in that one? I've probably seen it.
James Bond.
Olivia, do you remember, Aaron, do you remember Olivia Diabo of the Diabo sisters? There
From
was
the Wonder
Olivia
Years?
and I forget who the other one's name was.
Yes.
They were blonde actor sisters.
Yes.
She's the girl in Living Daylights, and she's like a Soviet.
Cellist, right?
Yeah, but yeah, she plays the cello, and she's like, she wants to defect, so Bond has to like help her to defect, and then there's some other like huge world-ending thing that they have to do together. But
69. That's what it is.
yeah, I think they do. I think they do have sex in that movie. The two of them. Could be wrong.
So I
Correct.
like the Timothy Dalton era. I know it was only 2 movies, but I actually
Both of those movies are good. Like both of those movies are really good.
What's the other one called? Oh, License to Kill.
License to Kill.
He's the one with the eyebrows, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got pretty prominent eyebrows. Yeah.
What's that? A laser beam.
Yeah. Yeah. Fried that guy up real good.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Bond?
Ooh.
I know a lot of Bonds out there.
It's too loaded because it's hard to not pick Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also it's hard because Timothy what's his face? Remington Steele. Pierce Brosnan should have been a great Bond, but kind of got stuck in some crappy Bond
movies. Bad movies.
You know?
Yeah. But he had the right vibe though.
He
definitely had the right vibe.
Oh, he was great at it.
He was just doing it when they were all going Michael Bay style, like over the top action.
Yeah. When you're like falling out of a helicopter and that's like landing.
Yeah, and that's like the least exciting thing you do in that scene is like
he needed more old school Bond.
Yeah, he deserved better than he got in terms of the movies that he's in. And then Roger Moore. As a kid, I loved Roger Moore.
Me too.
I just thought I just thought he was funny, you know, because he was such a such a campy, he's such a like high camp version of James Bond.
I picture like the ones where he's like skiing and it's just like wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as an adult looking back on it, like he's too old for one thing, and
especially by View to a Kill.
Yeah,
he's like,
I mean,
he's fat.
And those movies are too goofy, you know.
Yeah.
I think
there's really not a James Bond movie I don't like, though.
Yeah,
I think they're real hit. Like, I think that there are more bad ones than good ones for a franchise that has lasted for 60 years.
A while.
There's a high percentage of stinkers in those movies.
Well, to me, it's like a TV show you like, even though a lot of the episodes are bad. You just like the feel of it. It's like Star Trek, right? You don't really like. There's a lot of bad episodes here, but you still like the overall.
Yeah, like when they do those like Thanksgiving time like marathons. I don't care. Bad one.
I'm not disagreeing. I've seen them all, 100 times, and they're great comfort food. But I just think that there's like, if you look at it as on sort of an objective level, there's a pretty high percentage of not very good ones in there for a franchise that's the most popular franchise of all time. Yeah. It's just funny how many there are. Yes, Daniel Craig's going to do one more.
Is it?
I think they were filming it and it got shut down because
I mean, they had a trailer during the Super Bowl.
Must have been done because it was coming out this year, right? Must have been almost done.
Well, like I said, they had the trailer during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so it must have been coming out sometime this year.
Yeah, you're right.
But,
so have we covered this before? But has Shawn ever had a mullet? Have we covered this territory? I feel like of the group,
he was
pretty
pretty.
He must have.
Oh, I had a mullet.
He's
proud of his mullet.
He's definitely had mulletish tendencies in his hair over the years.
In his behavior.
Yeah,
but I don't think this is full of
it was sort of the 80s.
When I was in high school, I had a mullet.
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%.
I would like to see a photograph actually of you and Philippe.
I think in your senior picture you have it.
It's not that bad in my senior picture. There's a worse one, I think, like in my sophomore picture.
Is that the one where you're in like the sweater?
That's my senior one, yeah.
Okay, that's one.
That one's not too bad.
Yeah, that's what I think. So I was thinking it was like mullet-ish, but I guess maybe earlier.
Yeah, there are definitely more mullet pictures than that.
Do you guys have? I was thinking more like candid photos of just like the two of you, like palling around when you were in high school. Do you have pictures? Do you have pictures like that?
No.
No? You guys didn't take pictures when you were in high school?
Nobody took pictures of nobody had cell phones. So we weren't like, hey, here's us just waiting for the bus.
And we just didn't have camera thing.
There's probably a small number of snapshots.
I'm sure our parents might have some. I don't know where they'd be.
I just wish we had video. I wish we had the videos of us out talking and doing our cheesy newscasts and stuff like that. Those were good.
Right. You guys were making. That's right. I forgot. You guys were making videos. You weren't.
They were
making
making content.
Yeah, we're making content.
Still, we
had
those
videos in the trash, or
I'm probably. I can never find.
They're still around.
I think there was one video once, and I was like, "Oh, this is." I thought we were hilarious, but in retrospect, not so much. I was like, maybe this should never see the light of day.
That turns out to be true about a lot of things.
Yeah. Have things changed any since then?
No.
That sounds like an indictment. Oh, damn.
Yeah, man. Come late, and then he just spit fire.
Yeah. What's the matter?
Man.
I was sorry. I should have turned on my sarcasm.
Really kind of got an edge.
Yeah.
You literally just said you weren't funny then, and you're still not funny. Like that was the unspoken subtext of your comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fair, but just own it.
Yeah. It's a fair point.
This is the asshole behavior where I get you guys to hate love me so that
you're all riled up.
Yeah.
So that we're ready when the surprise 69 happens.
Yeah.
I see
you want that intensity.
So your feelings will be mixed, right?
Yeah.
There's tension. There's I hate you. This is so good. I don't know.
My feelings are always mixed.
Yeah. You're a good peanut butter chocolate.
69 Worf. I think that would hurt.
Yeah, no, yeah. Worf has got his ridges on your balls.
Have you seen the sort of women that Worf is into?
So he has to suck a dick, is what you're saying?
No, they're just they're aggressive. They're very.
I thought you were saying
likes Klingon women.
Yeah,
right?
he likes strong, bold,
very violent. Klingons are a very violent race. They like their sex violence.
They're violent lovers as well.
So it must be a really taboo to be a tender lover. Jake would not be. Jake would be the most taboo there is. He can really feel
it. Wait a second. It's not even happening.
What Jake's love-making tendencies are.
If you had been here on time, you would have heard him tell us that.
Oh,
Jake made a rare comment giving us insight into his lovemaking, and he described it as barely there. Or
how about the hagfish?
Yeah, once you talk about hagfish, I just start opening up.
Yeah,
that's the secret.
Wait, what is hagfish?
See what you missed by not showing up. I'm sorry, man. We're not going backward.
Okay.
You'll have to go back.
Keep going.
This isn't an episode.
Episode. There's a link for something about hagfish in the chat.
You do need to know about it.
Yeah, you do need. Take a minute.
For anybody listening, there will be a link to the hagfish slime article on our website, on our Patreon.
Yeah.
So I did not watch this episode, Shawn, but I did read the wiki page for it. And it seems to me, and you can tell me if you agree or not, that this episode is basically Devil in the Dark, but with
it's pretty similar. It's similar, yeah. It is about them finding an inorganic life form.
Right. It's a mining colony. They've disturbed this creature.
They're not a mining colony, and they're terraforming the planet.
Well, okay, same. but you know what I mean.
Potato,
And
potato.
They're accidentally killing. They're accidentally killing
96,
these
69.
life forms. So the
I mean, is it a vegeator or is it a vagiger? That's all I know.
Yeah. I wonder why 96 didn't take off.
Yeah, me too. That's
Me too.
curious.
Like, it's like, why would you like?
Well, because that would mean you're just laying butt to back of head. What's the fun of
We'll
that?
try it tonight and let you know.
Yeah, surprise 96.
It doesn't flow off the tongue as well. There's definitely like a numerological symbology and significance.
You can really you can really linger on the 9 for a while. You can hold it.
69, 96. Yeah, it's different. The heck is going on here?
Is
But
Wesley involved? How deep is Wesley involved in this episode?
Not very.
Not very. No.
But he thinks it's beautiful.
Yeah,
He does think it's beautiful.
Wesley's kind of turned on by the inorganic life form, I think.
Wesley loves science. Mm-hmm. Wesley loves science more than anything.
So
What makes something an inorganic?
I mean, it's non-carbon based.
Yeah, not organic matter.
It's made out of rocks instead of out of goop.
Yeah, protein strands.
Yeah,
right.
So this was the episode that finally apparently the who became the head writer on the show bought a vacation for Gene Roddenberry to send him away during the filming of this, and then when he came and then took over, and then when he came back, Roddenberry just sort of let him stay in charge.
Nice.
That's great.
They could have backfired horribly, but I like it.
That is a real baller move.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's microphone is making a weird whooshing sound.
They're recording by the ocean. It's just the sound of the waves.
It's the sound of the waves is what you're trying to tell me? Yeah.
I don't hear it.
Have you ever had sex at the beach?
This is a long scene of them just staring at a thing and talking about it.
It's
a lot of exposition so far in this episode.
A lot of intense staring at this.
There is intense staring.
With more wonder in your goddamn face. Haven't you ever experienced wonder, Wesley?
Direct him, Gene. Don't let them send you away on vacation. We need your vision.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, this guy gives the episode a lot of gravitas.
Especially
he's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's mostly a crank.
Yeah, he's just kind of bitter.
Now I'm hearing helicopters.
Helicopters, right?
Well,
that's definitely
like the world burns a little bit.
Well, so Jake and May, as you guys know, live right near Hollywood and
downtown
Island area, which is where the Hollywood protests were happening, and it seems like it's just been helicopters and sirens nonstop for the last several days. Is that about right, Jacob?
Yeah, it's been definitely anxiety-causing levels of having helicopters overhead.
Yeah.
It's been okay the past couple days. There are helicopters now. But during the week, it was bad. They were all patrolling very low, and you could kind of hear people kind of marching by on the streets.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of helicopters and sirens here, and North Hollywood is nowhere near where any of the main activity has been happening. I mean, they had a protest.
Some action in Van Nuys, right?
And there was a march in West Hollywood down Magnolia Boulevard, but it was it wasn't a huge. Yeah, it was not a thousands of people. It was like a couple hundred people.
Yeah.
And it was not there was no issues.
Yeah, it
I don't know what
sounded
you guys
like
talking about.
Jacob was like recording from the future of Terminator there for a bit, right? Yeah. It sounded very grim. I hope you're doing okay, Jacob. I mean, just to be close to that stuff is probably really, just stressful and
uncertain. It's been a hell of a week.
Jacob's okay. He loves America. It's all good.
Yeah. We all love America.
My mother likes to send me things that she has seen on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So she sent me they're like to make your own tostada salad shells. Like they're like little bowls that have like
that half-hour video.
They have like scallop, sides, and then you put your flour tortilla in there.
Yeah, we have those.
You bake them, and they turn into. They're good. Like that was a good one. I use those. Like
we use them all the time. They're great.
She sent me. She sent me some weird like clay pot thing that you're supposed to use to make. You can make chili in it, or you can make chocolate brownie. I've never actually. I think I used it once, and it did not thrill me. So it's not nearly as good as the tortilla shells.
Gotcha. I want that one that's like an airbrush thing, but it's like spraying makeup on your face.
Mm-hmm.
And Cher sings, and it's like a half-hour video.
Yeah.
She's like, if I could turn back time.
And like they're airbrushing out their face.
And they're turning back time.
With their airbrush.
With their spray face thing.
Yeah. We thought we'd just...
Have you seen the one, it's like a rubber, I can't remember now what it's called, but it's basically like a spackle type thing. And the guy takes like a bunch of chicken wire and spackles it with this, and he makes a boat, like a little motor boat out of this chicken wire and the sealant he's got.
Yeah.
To show how waterproof it is. It's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Probably the same stuff as the makeup.
Yeah. Just a different form.
Ooh, bright lights.
Did they fix it? Feels like they did.
What are those guys doing in there, man?
They're spending a lot of time staring at that thing. Like,
what are those two? What are those two again?
What's Jordy staring at?
The ultraviolet frequencies that only he could see.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, it duplicated.
Yeah,
is that what happened?
Yeah, it was doing some 69.
96. Yeah. Oh, did the Bill and Ted movie get shot?
If you're reproducing 69 style, you're doing it wrong. Because you're not going to get the results you're looking for.
Sure.
You got to switch back.
If your goal is reproduction, that's not going to do it. Everyone back to 8th grade. Everyone go back to 8th grade biology.
Hold on. If you keep the cycle going long enough, can't you catch up? Can't you manage that? Because
you got to switch and switch.
You got to keep switching.
Yeah, switch.
You're like double dipping. You're like
switch.
You got to switch once and then switch back.
I feel like Philippe is on
switch. Somebody can get pregnant with a switch.
I feel like we were all a little like discombobulated when we started today,
totally.
And it's just been utter nonsense ever. This whole time.
Is it less focused than usual? I mean,
I don't know. It feels even weirder than usual, if that's even possible.
I'm going with it.
Just ride the train, baby. Get on.
Reality is already the weirdest reality I could have. Yeah, I can't even imagine this reality. I couldn't have fantasized it.
It has been a very weird and sad and weird week.
I went and stood on the corner yesterday with a sign.
Oh, really? Did you get any work?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It will work for food.
Yeah.
The sign
Man, that was actually a funny joke.
Yeah.
I got the burns tonight.
I know. Jeez.
Coming with it.
Coming in hot.
He came in hot and changed the whole vibe of our. We were like
the whole temperature of the room.
Turn off the AC.
He's bringing the heat, man. This is amazing.
I like all the stars in the background.
There's too many.
I'm sorry, Shawn. You were very well-meaning. You were supporting the current social movement, and I think that's an amazing.
We don't know that. Let's wait to hear what he says on the sign.
You don't know what the sign says.
I think the sign, what the sign says, is going to be important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It said, "I'm a white guy. Listen to me."
Well, you're right.
Why won't you listen to me?
Who took that picture of you?
My friend. She's one of the parents from the school, from the boys' school.
Excellent.
So were there a bunch of you out there?
Not like there's one family who the parents are white, but they have 2 African American adopted kids. And they're the ones that are sort of organizing it. And then so me and Catherine went out, and then also our friend who took the picture.
I think it actually takes more courage to go when there are fewer people. Like I read a few stories about like there was one person standing in the middle of the Midwest somewhere, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucking badass, you know? Because when it was great.
It was really cool. Like you had a lot of people were honking their horn. You know, it was great. Yeah. It was actually really cool, and like you could, and because there was a bunch of white people standing there, I think the African American people that would drive by would lay on their horn extra hard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solidarity, man.
And I wanted to make sure it was a big sign. And I was trying to make sure that people could see my face, so that they knew that it was a big white guy who was holding the Black Lives Matter sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Were your kids there? Were they out?
No, but we're going back tomorrow to do the same thing. We're taking the kids.
Yeah. So. Don't accidentally take your Bring Back Family Matters sign. I mean, I know that's another cause near and dear to your heart. So
it's an important
I know you have a sign, and I just wouldn't really be inappropriate to make that mistake now.
I don't know. I think Bringing Back Family Matters is definitely along the same lines as Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely related.
They have a net beneficial effect.
Was that the one with the women Family Matters?
There might be some women in it.
The girls who were at a was it at a boarding school?
No, you're thinking of
what am I thinking?
Different Worlds.
Yeah.
Right?
Or Facts of Life.
Maybe I'm thinking of Facts of Life.
Oh, I'm
Family
thinking
Matters was
after the Cosby Show. Well, they were in college. I guess.
Yeah, Different World, dude.
Different World was the spin-off of the Cosby Show.
If it was in boarding school, they were in college.
Oh, I don't think I watched A Different World.
That's where Marissa Tomei got her start.
Oh, really?
It had Lisa Bonet, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was her as the oldest Cosby kid went to college, right? And it had the guy with the flipped. He had the glass.
Dwayne Wayne.
Dwayne Wayne.
Yeah.
Kadeem Hardison.
Nice name. Wow, what were you saying,
my
Matt?
Screen froze. Is anybody else's you guys playback is playing normally?
No, we're good.
It never works for us, so we just watch it on the TV.
Yeah. It's never. It's always.
Like her. Who's that?
Look at that hair.
She doesn't know. She's not supposed to be there.
And then open the link again through the Skype chat, Matt.
When it's video, it's always use Matt. When it's microphone, it's always me. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, she's so important to this role.
That hair.
Crusher with a different wig.
Yeah. It does look like Gates McFadden.
Now that you mention it, I mean,
right?
I never would have thought it, but I could sort of see it.
You can see it. I can see it now that you say it. But,
right? Yeah.
That other engineer has some frosted tips.
Yeah, she's feathered.
We never finished.
Right?
Oh, really?
We never finished FMK for.
Oh, these guys?
Yeah. So we'll do it these guys since the other guy's dead now.
I know who I'm going to have.
I'm going to marry the lady because she's going to be the most useful.
Stop it. Stop it.
She's not wrong.
And
come on.
Mullet guy because he looks in his prime.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm the old guy because he's
had a good life.
Anyway.
Yeah. I think we probably all agree with
How
that.
it's going to go down.
Yeah. Here they are. Ready for their FMK.
I'm gonna
That was the correct answer.
I'm gonna F the woman. I'm gonna marry the old guy because he's definitely got it together, and I'm gonna kill the young guy.
Old.
Men being controversial.
Yeah. Being controversial. I mean, right? That old guy.
I think you fuck mullet guy, kill bald guy, and marry old guy.
Yeah, that's what.
Marry the woman. That's what Aaron said.
Yep.
I'm gonna FMK all three of them.
I like how when the life form starts talking to them, it calls them ugly bags of water.
Oh,
it's not.
It's like it's good that they try to say that you're not born racist, but that life form was. Star Trek is trying to say, yeah, no, some people are.
Those who appear as points of light.
This is sweet. Deanna's doing a good.
Yeah. Like all life is beautiful.
Yeah, even hagfish.
Hagfish and their slime deserve to live in.
I mean, it is a cool concept.
I feel like they're finally just studying them now, like the slime at the cellular level.
They probably want to recreate it.
Adam and Eve need something for the 2021 line.
Yeah.
Is the hagfish the one that creates all that mucus?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, wait. Is it not? I feel like
no, it is. You're right.
Oh, it is. I like that the hagfish knowledge is like spread to your area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I learned that from. Some BBC or Earth National Geographic thing.
Planet Earth or something like that.
Yeah. I haven't seen them recently.
Pornhub channels. BBC, Planet Earth.
Are you kidding me? Some of the photography or the videography, some of the cinematography in those nature shots is amazing nowadays. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, Tilly.
Everybody likes Planet Earth. That show's great.
That was great. The ones that focused on the oceans that were kind of by the same people, I think, like the blue.
Yeah, Blue Planet.
What a drag those ones were, right? No, I completely agree with what you were about to say. They're terrible.
Yeah, they really lost the focus there.
Yeah. Nobody cares about a whale. Lame. Anyway.
What was your favorite animal growing up? Did you have like one that you collected a lot of stuffed animals or drew a lot? I'm putting this out to the group.
Oh, that's a good question.
Or like when you had to do support, you would always pick.
Who's playing the Psycho theme in the background?
It's me. I was looking at the soundboard and I pushed the button that said Psycho to see what it was.
So I'm going to make
exactly what I thought it was.
Answer first now. What was your favorite animal when you were in elementary school?
We had cats growing up, so I always loved cats. It's a boring answer, but there you go.
Favorite animal. My favorite zoo animal. Well, my favorite dinosaur was the Ankylosaurus.
Which one is that?
I'm sorry. Was the question zoo animal? That's
any animal doesn't matter.
I'm just talking.
Yeah, any animal.
Just usually when you're a kid, you get like into something and then people like give you stuff and you become like a collector. I don't know. At least for me,
I was kind of into gorillas because I went through a weird phase where I was obsessed with the assassination of Diane Fosse.
Nice.
And so,
I knew there's something interesting would come out of this question.
Mm-hmm. Fosse.
The gorillas in the mist.
Fosse's wife?
Yes. Bob Fosse's wife.
Fosse's wife, Diane.
I don't know.
You've heard so much about it. You haven't really heard much about her except for her demise at the hands of gorillas.
I didn't even know that. I'm totally confused. Sorry, I plead ignorance here.
Diane Fosse was a gorilla researcher who lived in it. She was like a disciple of Jane Goodall, right? And she went to Africa to study gorillas and built a a sanctuary type place to study the animals and got murdered. Presumably, they don't know for sure, but they think that poachers killed her because she was trying to stop the poachers from killing the gorillas.
Yeah.
So she was murdered, and they made a movie about her life, and Sigourney Weaver was in it, and
it's great.
There are a bunch of books about her and lots of competing theories. It's a conspiracy theory, and I was into conspiracy theories as a kid.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different theories about who killed her and why, and so I read a bunch of books about her. So I was kind of into gorillas, I guess. But really, I was more into who killed Diane Fosse.
So where
was
in your
the
research
movie
did
Gorillas
you land?
in the Mist?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's the movie. It's called Gorillas in the Mist.
There might be a book too called that.
I think that's what the book is called. Yeah.
Her book was called that.
Okay, got it. I thought I'd seen a book.
But the movie, obviously, she wrote that book before she was killed. So the movie,
covers
like it's stuff from other books that describe, what happened.
Yeah.
So where did you land on the controversy, Matt? In all your research?
Gorillas. Because I know one of the theories was the gorillas killed her.
That was what I think that was what the government tried to suggest was. No, she was like machetes, like machete.
Oh, wow.
She was killed with machetes.
That's brutal.
Which is the kind of the poachers. Which is the kind of thing that poachers use.
Yeah.
They use machetes. So I think it was pretty obvious that poachers killed her. The real question was whether or not the government had something to do with it, or if the poachers were acting on their own.
Because she was
because the government wanted,
right?
Well, the government wanted to build a big tour. They wanted to turn the monkeys into a tourist attraction. Basically, they wanted to build facility so that people could come. Yeah, so that they could, make money off get tourism. And she was opposed to that because she was all about letting the gorillas, live their lives unmolested. So she had a lot of enemies, which is why it's a controversy, because there are lots of motives and lots of suspects.
But so the government's standpoint was that gorillas had picked up machetes and had hacked her to death.
Because it happened in Rwanda and there was no, there was not a lot of oversight about her autopsy and all that stuff. And so they were like, well, maybe the gorillas did it, but gorillas didn't do it.
Yeah. I'm there.
Not according to Philippe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
It's a very good movie, by the way. If you guys have not seen it, it's really
I've seen it.
I actually read the book after I watched the movie because I was like, oh, I'm not going to watch this movie. And then I watched it and I was like,
completely taken with it.
Completely taken with it.
I don't know. I was a little young, but I remember it being a big deal. I think my folks talked about it. I don't think I ever saw it.
And then I think my mom or somebody had the book in the house, and I kind of snuck it because I didn't want people to know I was reading it.
I love that kind of
I snuck
putting porn covers over the book. So that
exactly.
What sort of hippie are you?
Yeah, I didn't want my friends to know that.
Nothing, just porn.
You were embarrassed to be seen reading Gorillas in the Mist.
Yeah, I was I had that thing where I kind of
people won't think this is cool.
Yeah, I hid when I read Anne of Green Gables, and I was super into it.
How did you stifle your crying while you were reading?
I would just hide it, and I just didn't want anybody to ask me about it, and I didn't want anybody to comment on it, and I just wanted to be with Anne and Avonlea, okay?
We all did.
I never read that book.
Oh, it's so good.
It is so good.
I think I was between. When did I read those books? I was at my grandma's house. I remember something about just having a summer vacation and finding the right book. It's just I was somewhere upper elementary to middle school. And I don't know, looking back, just any book that had a cool female character as the lead was just like, yeah.
Was your grandma's house in Michigan somewhere?
She lived on the Oregon coast.
I think I was a bit of a sexist as a kid. Like I was like, I didn't like reading books with girls were the main character.
Yeah.
What? But
you love a lot of kids.
Buffy now.
Yeah, sure. But I was more like I was reading comic books and Star Trek novels and boy garbage. I wasn't really reading girl stuff.
But then they made a really good series of it too. The Anne of Avonlea, like all those.
Yeah, so that's kind of actually what got.
Yeah. And it was so pretty because it took place in Nova Scotia, right? Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fascinating that way too.
Oh, she's like a Canadian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a strong character, and like she's got a boy that's like trying to court her, and she's like,
yeah, and it has like
she's like
she's
too into
scrappy
her own thing.
and doing
she's
her own.
She's a redhead, right?
Yeah. And, it's got like small town stuff. It's got she's an orphan that she gets adopted by sort of accidentally. So it's an orphan story, and it does orphan.
And she's kind of headstrong, and her friend is more of a goody two shoes, or just more like conventional, but she kind of gets into stuff with her. What's her friend's name?
Diane.
Yeah. Anyway, it was just really good. It was a good book for like middle school.
Philippe remembers.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I mean, I've also seen the series. I was into it. So I kind of read it. Like I was at a library, one of these like school library things where, and there was nothing to read. Like there was nothing that was good, and I just picked up that one, and I started just
good.
And I just like was immediately like taken in with it.
I think I was between 5th and 6th grade,
which I didn't. So I didn't actually check it out, and I went and like got it somehow.
Just found in the library. I used to do that when I worked at a library. I would just like hide in the stacks.
I didn't want there to be a paper trail.
Remember when the Scholastic Book Fair would come to school and it was the most exciting day of the school year because
I still like how
I loved books so much. And it would, just getting to go through the Scholastic Book Fair and look at all the books and pick them out. And it's amazing.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
Your definition of exciting and mine are very different.
I was into books too, Matt. I read a lot of Nancy Drew.
Yeah, I read Nancy Drew. I read Hardy Boys.
Yeah, that was more like 3rd to 5th grade, and then then I got into Mary Higgins Clark in middle school. And The Outsiders. Remember that one being like a page turner?
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of that sort of like 13, 14-year-old YA sort of stuff that I missed entirely because I feel like I went from kids books to reading like almost exclusively like Stephen King and Star Trek. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I somehow skipped the middle school classics altogether and just went to reading like books about the Kennedy assassination and shit.
Yeah.
You got deep fast.
That's cool.
I only read The Outsiders because they made us read it in 8th grade.
I loved that one.
But I had seen the movie like dozens of times before that point, so I already knew the story. But
we had to read The Chosen. Did you guys read The Chosen?
Yep.
High school
I read that one. That was good. That's the one that was a kid genius.
No, he's like it's about a Jewish kid and his father's like a cantor and they're like he's on a baseball team and he has like a photographic memory and like it's all about the kid. I think it's all about the kid sort of deciding his father I think wants him to be a cantor and he doesn't want to be maybe. I could be wrong about that. It's been 30 years or more.
Yeah, I definitely read it in high school, so Shawn must have read it too.
I don't know. I didn't read it.
Maybe
you were always in.
You
were always in higher. You were always in the higher English classes than I was. You might have read stuff I didn't read. Did everybody read The Wave?
Or I didn't read it. I watched so I had a class show me the show.
Yeah, me too.
I know that author, so Chaim Potok.
Yeah.
And he wrote a bunch of books.
Yeah, I know that name.
This one was good. It's a short. That one. It's a pretty short novel, which is
short.
when I was a kid, like I get assigned a novel, and I was like always like, oh, it's short. Appreciative. Like, because then if it's terrible, then I won't, or at least I won't feel like it's something I do endure.
I don't know. I was different. I loved reading when I was a kid. I think just really, I read through, young kids' books and then a teenager and just, got into literature after that. And they're just really interesting worlds and perspectives and things, which is funny because I haven't read like a book seriously in many years since then. So I think I've really given it up. I don't know, maybe after college.
Getting an English degree will drive will drive the love of reading right out of you.
Well, give it a whirl again. You might
maybe
find something you like.
I definitely read a lot less now, but I still fundamentally enjoy it on occasion.
I've definitely been reading more since this whole thing started because I have time,
One thing I don't do is like I always used to challenge myself to read stuff that like I feel like I should have read, and then I would sort of force myself to like every once in a while. So I would try to like read Ulysses, and I would try to read just all the things I felt like somebody should give a try.
Yeah, it's good to keep that muscle going.
Well,
I think it's harder now to like pick up Shakespeare as it was when I was a kid. Like
I was listening to last week's episode or this week's episode, and Matt was telling us he'd started reading the Iliad.
Yeah.
Did you finish the Iliad?
I have not finished the Iliad. The Iliad is, a dense text. So I am making my way through it.
Cool.
Slowly.
It's easier when you're in college and and you're like, oh shit, I gotta read it for next week. All right.
Well, and it's literally like your job, it's like, it's my job to read this book before.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I always had too much to read though.
Coffee shop, and I'll sit here and I'll read this book,
Yeah.
One of my favorite classes was called American Detective Fiction, and it was like a writing,
that would be
writing proficiency class. Yeah. But we got to read like Raymond Chandler and Dashiell Hammett. It was fun.
Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got to watch some of the films.
Did you guys take the sci-fi literature class at UCLA?
No, I don't think I did. That would have been awesome.
It was cool.
Bradbury and Asimov.
I think we read like the first thing you read is Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, okay.
And the Time Machine.
Yeah.
And we read Philip Dick, and then it got all the way into like Necromancer.
Gibson.
Neuromancer.
Yeah, that would be the sort of obvious place to stop. In like,
so you get to the what is cyberpunk age.
Well, there's been contemporary cyberpunk that's pretty good. Stevenson and Neil Stevenson and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy. I liked that. I really liked Snow Crash, and I really liked the Diamond Age. Yeah, which were like the first two of his that I read, and then he started writing like 900-page trilogies about 18th century like sea captains shit, and I was like, I just can't with this anymore. Like, he went too deep and too like.
And it's good if you read it. It's good, but it's hard.
I'm sure they are. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying I just don't have it in me.
Did you read Cryptonomicon?
I did. That was the last one. That was the one.
I really love that book. I thought that was
I love that book too, but that book is 1,000 pages long.
Yeah. But then exactly. Then it's all of a sudden now you have to read 3 of these for
right. And then he said, well, I like Cryptonomicon, but I wish that I had written 3 of them all set in the same like universe. So I'm gonna do that. And that's where he lost me. That was where I had to draw.
I did try on the next trilogy, and it was great, but I just felt like it started to feel like work. Speaking of work, we're actually way done with this episode.
Yeah.
So I like this book chat though. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Wow.
I was into penguins when I was a kid.
That was your animal choice. That's a good choice.
Someone gave me an Opus doll as a gift, and I actually have it in my office now. I can send you.
They are pretty cute.
I had an Opus. I had a little stuffed Opus. Too,
I was about
Aaron.
6 years old. Yeah, I'll send you a picture tonight of my Opus. My mom brought it back to me.
Bloom County, man.
Bloom County.
That's right.
Yeah.
I loved Bloom County.
I love Bloom County.
Yeah.
That was like my
Bloom County and the Far Side. Those were the two comics.
Those were the foundations of my sense of humor, honestly.
Yeah. Yep.
I liked Calvin and Hobbes too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah. Calvin and Hobbes.
I had one of those binders that had like a slip cover, like a transparent slip cover, so that you could slide your own pictures in and make your own binder cover. You guys like a Trapper Keeper type binder cover. And I would cut, because I had like the Far Side and Bloom County books, like the collected book.
Yeah.
And I would go in and deface these books by cutting my favorite strips out of the book. And then taping them together onto a piece of paper, and then sliding the whole thing into the cover of my Trapper Keeper, so that was what I had on the cover of my Trapper Keeper was cartoons cut out and like pictures of Madonna, and you know,
I love it. That's the best. Right there.
So gay.
That tracks.
Yeah. And so many years, and then like years later, people were like, "He's gay." Yeah, remember the Madonna pictures?
I thought he was just really into Madonna.
Thought he really wanted to fuck Madonna.
Thought she was so hot.
That was the great thing about Madonna, was that she could be a gay icon, but like a subterfuge style, like under the radar style.
Yeah.
Because if anybody ever questioned you about it, you could just say like, "Oh, she's so fucking hot. Like I just really want to fuck Madonna. You know?
Yeah.
She's all about sex. All she ever wants to do is fuck, and that's me too." So it was a great like way to like not have to worry. Like she was a safe diva to love, because straight boys were allowed to like her too, because she was safe.
Yeah. Cool, man. She did a lot of public service.
Yeah.
She really did. And it's, you know, she's gone a little wackadoo as she's moving into her senior years, but I will always love her for the contributions to the world.
I remember rocking out to Madonna with my friend I had a crush on, and now looking back, I'm like, I didn't keep up with them, but I'm like, he must be gay. Like we were doing like Vogue.
Yeah.
Voguing.
Like, first I was in love with him. He was cute and like could rock out to Madonna. So I'm like, what's better than this guy?
Yeah.
Me. Yeah. And that's how so many straight girls fall in love with gay boys. It's the worst. Because you're just like, look at that boy. He's into all the things I'm into.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't have that weird sexual tension.
It's such a trap. It's such a trap.
You can just be supernatural when you're around women.
So many straight girls fall into that trap.
Yeah, we did it,
we're
guys.
Done. Yeah. We're done, you guys.
Yeah,
should we wrap
it up?
Well, I don't even know what happened. I'm assuming they saved the creature.
They did. They sent it back to the planet. Everyone lived happily ever after.
Okay, so it had a happy.
So who was doing the murders? I forgot.
Happy ending.
The robot, the creature killed the guy. It infiltrated the laser and programmed it to kill the guy.
Yeah, just like a Bond villain would.
Just like those gorillas did up on that mountain in Rwanda.
Yeah.
It was a gorilla with a machete.
Yeah.
With a
programmed by a robot.
Yeah.
Programmed by an inorganic life form.
Yep.
They're like a dime a dozen up there.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you all very much for listening. And please go to iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts to rate, review, and subscribe. You can follow the show on Instagram at Warped the Podcast. You can follow me at Warped Host on Twitter. You can also follow the show on Twitter at Warped Trek. You can follow Minh to learn about our Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu podcasts and live streams at Wet Maynard. You can buy our merch off of Instagram. If you search Lunar Flare on Instagram, you can get our Down to Ponfar t-shirt. I saw a picture today of two of our co-hosts wearing the shirt, and it looked great on both of them. So I highly recommend everybody get the Down to Ponfar.
Some of you even said nice.
Yeah.
Nice crotches.
It does draw the eye to the crotch. You can go to patreon.com/warped to become a subscriber and get access to bonus content and additional materials. Until next week, my name is Matt.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Jake.
Philippe.
The box.
Wow, that's the callback. Oh, great. This is great.
Minh.